All right, so what if a visitor from another star system and a huge political scandal weren't random at all? What if they were connected? Today, we're going to dive into a pretty wild theory that links a cosmic messenger to a day of reckoning right here on Earth. And it's all supposedly happening on one very specific, very symbolic date.
So that really brings us to the big question, right? Is this all just one massive coincidence, or are we looking at something more? Something like a cosmic message?
Okay, so let's break this down. The entire theory really boils down to two huge events, and they're both supposedly happening on the exact same day, December 19th, 2025. On one hand, you've got this interstellar object, 3I/Atlas, making its closest flyby of Earth, and on the other, a massive drop of Epstein-related files is alleged to be released. It's that shared date, that single day, that's the key to this whole thing.
So, you gotta be asking, why that specific date? Well, to really get this theory, you have to understand that December 19th isn't just seen as some random day on the calendar. Nope, it's viewed as a day that's absolutely packed with symbolic meaning. And right at the heart of it all is a single number, 19. According to this whole narrative, the symbolism of 19 is literally the glue that holds this entire idea together. You see, in a lot of esoteric traditions, 19 isn't just, well, 19. It's a total powerhouse of a number. It's said to represent judgment, the big dramatic end of a cycle. It's that moment when all the hidden truths finally burst out into the open. It's all about a new beginning, but one that can only happen after a major reckoning. And hey, this isn't just some new age idea they pulled out of thin air. The theory often points back to esoteric writers like Manly P. Hall to kind of ground it. The basic idea here, which has been around for centuries, is that numbers and dates are never really random. They're seen as carriers of hidden meaning, mysteries just waiting to unfold.
And it doesn't just stop with the numbers. Oh no. The astrology of the day is seen as absolutely crucial too. You've got the sun in Sagittarius, which is a sign all about truth and big reveals. Plus, it's positioned near the galactic center, a spot that some traditions believe is like a direct line to higher cosmic intelligence. So you can see how the stage is basically set for some kind of major unveiling.
Okay, so we've got the date, right? It's symbolically charged. Now let's look at the cosmic piece of this puzzle, the interstellar messenger itself.
So, this object, 3I/Atlas, it's actually not the first visitor of its kind. It's the third confirmed object we've seen that's come from outside our solar system. You might remember the others, Oumuamua and Borisov. Both of them already kicked up a ton of debate among scientists about, what they were and where they came from.
But here's where this object really stands out, at least according to the theory. It's all about its path. It's only tilted about 5 degrees from the ecliptic plane. That's the flat, pancake-like disk where all our planets orbit. Now, the sources we're looking at claim the statistical chance of that happening is tiny, like 0.2%. So its trajectory isn't just seen as rare, it's framed as being wildly improbable.
So naturally, a trajectory that unlikely has led to some pretty big speculation. People are asking, is its arrival really random? The narrative kind of breaks it down into 3 possibilities. Is it a scout checking out our system? Is it a messenger carrying some kind of intentional message? Or is it something else, a catalyst, perfectly timed to kickstart an event right here on Earth?
And then the speculation goes even deeper. Way deeper. The narrative brings in claims from people like Stuart Swerdlow, who alleges something pretty extraordinary, that governments are already getting secret communications from this object. And the message? A warning for humanity to, basically, behave peacefully.
Okay, so let's bring it back down to Earth for a minute. Let's look at the other side of this coin, the event that this cosmic visitor is supposedly mirroring. We're talking about that alleged file release.
So the theory goes that on this very same day, more than 300 gigabytes of files on the Epstein case are going to be released to the public. And just to put that in perspective for you, that is an absolutely massive amount of data. We're talking libraries worth of information. And what's supposedly in these files? Well, it's framed as nothing short of a total reckoning. We're talking grand jury transcripts, victim testimonies, and flight logs with no names blacked out, all supposedly implicating some of the most powerful people in politics, finance, and Hollywood. So the theory isn't just presenting this as a simple data dump. No, this is framed as a forced public confrontation with corruption at the highest levels. Okay, so this is the crucial question, right? How in the world does a theory connect a rock flying through space with a political scandal on Earth? Well, the link isn't physical. It's metaphysical.
The whole thing hangs on this concept called synchronicity. You've probably heard of it. It's the idea of meaningful coincidences. It means two events can be deeply connected, not because one caused the other in a physical sense, but because their timing and their symbolism line up perfectly to reveal some kind of deeper pattern.
This idea is often called the cosmic mirror. It's an old Hermetic idea, as above, so below. It suggests that what happens out there in the cosmos is a reflection of what's happening down here, inside us. So in this theory, the arrival of this messenger from space is seen as a direct mirror of where we're at, morally, as a species. And that's really how all the pieces of this puzzle are meant to fit together. You've got the messenger from the stars, the reckoning here on Earth, the super symbolic date of judgment, and even the astrological alignments all pointing in the same direction. Everything converges on one single theme, Revelation, the great unveiling. So, the ultimate message here, according to the narrative, isn't about doom and gloom. It's not some kind of punishment coming from the sky. It's more about a forced moment of self-reflection for all of us. The idea is that the universe isn't really judging us. It's just holding up a giant mirror and saying, hey, look at yourselves. See what you've become. So, it's really important to be clear about what we're looking at here. This whole framework, it's really an exercise in pattern recognition, but seen through a metaphysical lens. The argument isn't built on hard, scientific proof. Its power comes from how it weaves together symbolism, timing, and a kind of intuitive feeling. And all of this really leaves us with one big question to chew on, doesn't it? In a universe that's just overflowing with information and random events, where do you draw the line between a pattern that we just happen to see and a real message that we were meant to receive?